Does your Cadillac Brougham constantly have that security light flashing, even with the trunk closed and the doors closed, and it's draining your battery? Check it. We about to go over that.
Hitting switches on the boulevard, tipping on 3, rolling hard.
Hey man, say man, check it out. We got us a wintry, snowy weather here in Pittsburgh. Cool, whatever. We get straight to it. All right, look. All night I was racking my brain about this, bro. I could not figure it out. So obviously I'm trying to get everything together in my lap, factory wise, because that's the era I'm in right now. You know what I mean? So I was trying to figure out this Tamper switch thing. So I posted in the it was 87 to 92 Brougham page, whatever, about the Tamper switch. Motherfuckers laughed at me like I was crazy. That shows me you motherfuckers don't know what y'all don't know about y'all locks. So I'm about to educate y'all on this and how it works, how to get that light to go off, and why it goes off. All right, so what it is called a tamper switch. Why? Because it's for if someone tampers with your car, meaning they're trying to break into it. Meaning if they break into the trunk or they break into the two front doors, the passenger and the driver door, it's gonna, and you have the vehicle locked, it's gonna release a spring switch, send a signal. It might ground it out or something. Ground out a signal, send it to the dash, the computer, and activate your alarm to let you know someone's just broke into your vehicle. So as you can see, they are called lock cylinder tamper switches. Oh, crazy. And you have some on the doors, the two doors, and you have one for the trunk. Again, if someone was to break into your doors, they are going to go off. I fixed the ones on the doors. Okay, well, I'm not going to show you the ones on the doors, but they look, no, those are the door jam switches. They look like something in here. You know what I mean? So when you see it, you'll find something in there. It looks like that. That's the first one. The next one's in the trunk. It looks like this. That's the one we're working on today. So let's go over this from the theft deterrent system part. We're going to go over to one of these bookmarks here to the component view. Okay, so here we are in the component view section of the trunk lid. As you can see, we have the trunk lid release solenoid connector, the trunk lid tamper switch connector, which we are working on now, the trunk lamp switch connector, and we have a ground. Let's go over to the trunk lamp. Let's check that out. Trunk lamp, what we got here? Trunk lamp, the ground, tamper switch connector, the solenoid to open the trunk when you press the button. So this is your tamper switch connector. This is your tamper switch. What it is a spring-loaded mechanism. There is a metal plate in here that connects your two connectors. Let me get that off. What you'll get the idea. There's two connectors in there, two pins. There's a metal plate here, and then there's another metal plate probably that's connected to a spring and all this mechanism here. This should be tight. Say someone pops your lock. What it does is it releases that spring and it connects to the other connector, which sends a signal and allows your alarm to activate if someone was breaking into the trunk or the doors of your Brougham. So I have another one right here, an extra one, and I'm going to try to show you as best as I can. Let me see, get it to focus. I don't know if you can see it. See inside of there? You can faintly see it. There's a spring inside of there. Let me see if I can pull it. See it moving? That should be like that when it's working properly. When you pop the lock with a screwdriver or break in, it'll spring back and activate that alarm. So let's go over how it's connected. Here there will be a screw with this little clip, and as you can see, there's no light on my dash right now. Okay, that means it thinks that there's nothing wrong with the trunk, anything. There's no break-ins, there's no anything. When I pull this out, watch, I'm not gonna move. Let me get a screwdriver. I'm not even gonna cut this video or edit it or anything. It's gonna be a raw video, so y'all see I'm not bullshitting. This place is a wreck. Where's all my flatheads, bro? Oh, it's cold. It's so cold. Let me just try this. I'm gonna pop this out. So the connector pops out. I mean the key cylinder. Damn, that's harder. It's in there. I put it in there good this time. Whoops, sorry. Pop it out. All right, right there. Watch, I'm trying to get a good view. See how it popped out? Bet you the light's on. Oh my God, crazy. Original boys, baby. Crazy, the light's on. The security light's on. The car thinks it's being broken into. Let's pull this out. And honestly, mine, I think, just needed grease. That's why it wasn't functioning properly. So we're gonna pull this out. And this is how it should look. It should be connected to that, like that. And this pulls on it. When you put it, I guess when this meets that groove up there, hold on, it's hard to do this one hand and try to show y'all. That's exactly how it works. Mine wasn't working properly. Ugh. See when it meets that groove, how the lip catches it? When you push it in and then you put that retainer clip in, it'll go off. Look. Let it go, light on. Push it in, light off. Let me try to zoom in. Let it go. Security system. Push it in, it goes off. Sorry, I'm trying to make it as raw as possible so y'all see I'm not BSing. When you push it in, that's how that functions. So when you push it in, you gotta hold it in and then you put this retainer clip in right there. And the retainer clip looks like this. It only goes in one way, you'll figure it out. You put the retainer clip in and you push it in and it grabs onto those notches on the side there. You see them on the left and right? It grabs onto those notches and it will turn that security light off. Now, if you don't have that or it's broken, what you can do is just unplug this. You can unplug the connector because I had it unplugged for a while and it just won't even register. The car won't even register that it's there and you'll be okay without having it plugged in. But I like to have all my factory functions, and that's, like I said, that's the kick I'm on right now and getting everything working just like it came out the factory, and that's how that works. Remember, there are two in these doors also for these key cylinders. They're behind the panel and all that. I seen them before when I took them out and I fixed them, but I'm definitely not taking it apart right now. I'm getting these together. Also, a lot of people don't know this either. This is not called your instrument cluster. It's like part of it. It's like a broad category, but this is called your telltale warning panel. It has a name. Telltale warning panel. Guess what? People are like, no, it's not. It's called an instrument cluster. Guess you don't believe me, right? Let's see if I go. I have the book, bro, the factory service manual. This book tells you every nut and bolt about this car. Let me flip to the page and I'll show you. And then you'll be like, oh, I didn't know that was called that. Here we go. We're in the manual. Instrument panel engages. Again, like I said, it's under the broad category of instrument panels, clusters, all that. Telltale warning lamp housing. Oh, that looks like that, doesn't it? Huh. Telltale warning lamp housing. Ooh. Well, let's see what, where's that? Number 4. Telltale lamp housing. Instrument panel is the whole broad thing. That whole that piece itself has a name. Telltale warning lamp housing. Crazy when you just read and you actually know something instead of being know-it-alls. You'll figure it out, huh? Yeah, motherfuckers laughed at me. They laughed like I was crazy, but I was right. But that one jackass in the fucking Brougham page group, he can suck balls, bro. Oh yeah, I wanted to do one more thing. There's a 3 connector switch inside of there if you have it. If you have the trunk ajar, trunk open switch or illuminating thing, this is what that is right there. When it goes down and hits the striker, it pushes it up. When you pop the trunk and it comes up and then opens, your dash will illuminate, your tail panel will illuminate that your trunk is open. But it only works when the key is on. So that's what that one's for. And that one's for the solenoid there to pop the trunk. My bad, one more thing, because people might get confused. When you open the doors, that will come on. When you open the trunk, it will not come on. The doors, normal function, it'll work. When you open the trunk, it won't come on, only because that is only for if someone took a screwdriver and popped that off. That's the only way that that will activate. And it only works when it's locked, and that will go steady, then go off. I'm tripping out loud until you shut the door. Then it'll go off. That means the vehicle is armed. Now, if I was to pop that, it'll go off, but it won't go off because the trunk's open. It'll function regular. Now, if I pop the trunk with the key, it shouldn't go off either because that's normal function. It knows that the owner has opened the vehicle with the key. But if I was to reach my hand in this window or break this glass or pop this off, pop that open, the alarm will go off. And to deactivate the alarm, once it goes off, you put the key and you turn it to unlock it, and the alarm will deactivate and go back to normal. So I hope y'all learned something. All right, I'm out this time for real. Peace. Oh yeah, by the way, Skid Society.
On my own, switch, feel